Assalamualaikum. Today we will study about the Fisher's projection formula and optical isomerism in glucose, which is a subtopic of biomolecules. On the basis of chemical evidence and measurement of optical activity, Fisher assigned a particular formula for glucose. Now Fisher's formula actually it gives a 3D view of the molecule on the plane of the paper. Now he made a cross of vertical and horizontal lines showing the bonds below the carbon atom and above the carbon. So let us draw this formula of glucose. CHO, CH2OH, 1 carbon atom, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, because here where there is the intersection of vertical and horizontal line, this is the carbon atom. So there is presence of H and OH. All the OH group will be present on the right hand side only, but except this third OH will be on the left side because of stereochemistry. And the 3D view of the molecule, this OH are on the right and this is on the left. Now let us see how many asymmetric carbon atoms are there in glucose. So just look at this carbon atom, second carbon atom. It is sp3 hybridized. So it is an asymmetric carbon atom or a chiral carbon atom. And here also this is a chiral center because this is also having 4 different bonds attached to it. What is asymmetric or a chiral carbon atom or a chiral center? It is that center to which 4 different groups are attached. Now let us see to the second carbon atom. How many different groups are attached here? See, this is a CHO, it is a different group. This, it is a different group. OH is a different group. And this total group, this is a different group which is attached to the second carbon atom. Now, whether this is a symmetric carbon atom? No, because it is sp2 hybridized. This CHO, here it contains a double bond. So this carbon atom, it is sp2 hybridized. So it will not show this chirality. This one, this will not show chirality. This one is an asymmetric carbon atom. This is a chiral carbon atom. This is a chiral carbon atom and this is a chiral. Second, third, fourth and fifth carbon atoms are chiral carbon atoms. Now let us write down the formula for finding out the total number of optical isomers. How many? N means what? N is the number of chiral carbon atoms. Number of chiral carbons. So here let us see 1, 2, 3, 4. So 2 raised to n means 2 raised to 4. So 2 raised to 4 means 2 into 2 into 2 into 2, that will be 16. So 16 optical isomers are possible for glucose. Now let us see how each one has different groups. Here just look at this diagram. This has one CHO on one side, one OH, one H, and this one whole group attached to it. This next third carbon atom, it is also asymmetric, and all these chiral carbon atoms, they are shown by a asterisk mark. Okay, asterisk mark means what? This star like notation, it is called as the asterisk mark. So this indicates the chiral carbon atoms. तो यहाँ पे भी एक chiral है, यहाँ पे एक, यहाँ पे एक, यहाँ पे एक, तो ये 4 है. अब ये जो है कार्बन एटम, इसको कौन से ग्रुप से अटैच्ड है ये देखिए आप. ऊपर का ये इतना ग्रुप, फिर ये H और OH डिफरेंट है, फिर और ये भी ग्रुप जो है सो डिफरेंट है. फिर ये जो है ये कार्बन एटम को ये ऊपर का ये अलग ग्रुप अटैच्ड है, फिर नीचे ये अलग ग्रुप अटैच्ड है, इधर H है इधर OH है. सेम ये भी जो तो इसको ऊपर ये ऐसा ये ग्रुप अटैच्ड है, इधर हाइड्रोजन अटैच्ड है, OH अटैच्ड है और CH2OH. सो इन दिस वे वी कैन सी दैट 16 optical isomers are possible for glucose. Glucose is optically active and it rotates the plane of plane polarized light to the right. It is dextrorotated. Therefore, it is also called as dextrose. Now, let us first see the specific rotation of glucose. It is 52.6 7D. And it is D-glucose because D means small d. It is also shown by a plus sign. It is dextrorotatory. Now we must understand the difference between the D, L and configurations. Okay, so for the D and L configurations, we must see that the last chiral carbon atom, so if it is having OH on the right side, then it is called as the D configuration. But if the OH on the last chiral carbon, according to Fischer, if it is present on the left side, then it is called as the L configuration. So here if we write down D plus glucose, that what does that mean? It means that it is having a D configuration because the OH on the last chiral carbon, it is present on the right side, and plus means it is dextrorotatory, and dextrorotatory means it is rotating the plane of plane polarized light to the right hand side. Now similarly we can study about the structure of gluconic acid and citric acid also. Let us draw the structure of gluconic acid. Gluconic acid is having COH group. The rest of the structure is the same. And in citric acid, there are 2 COH groups. The rest of the structure is the same. Now let us draw the structure. COH and rest of the structure according to Fischer, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 carbon atoms, and this last is the CH2OH group. Same, put the H, OH. Please see 1, 2, 3. Third, it is having the H and OH. Here H and OH. All the OH will be on the right side except the third one. Third will have the OH on the left side. This is gluconic acid. What is the formula for citric acid? It will have both the COH group and rest of the formula will be as it is. Now let us see that. COH group on the first carbon atom and in the last it will have COH groups. अब ये first, second, third, fourth, fifth carbon atom and this is the sixth carbon atom. Now let us put the H, OH, first carbon atom, second, third वाले का क्या रहेगा? यहाँ पे H और यहाँ पर OH, फिर इधर का H, इधर OH, यहाँ पे H और इधर OH. So this is how we draw the citric acid structure according to the Fischer projection formula. This is citric acid. This D and L configuration, it is the system of relative configuration of chiral compounds. A monosaccharide is assigned the D or L configuration on the basis of the lowest chiral carbon in the Fischer's projection formula. This is the lowest chiral carbon and here it is having the OH on the right side. Therefore, it will be assigned D form. And if it rotates the plane polarized light to the right, then it will be called as D plus glucose. Now, the simplest carbohydrate, glyceraldehyde, is chosen as the standard to assign the D and the L configuration. This CHO, H, OH, CH2OH. Glyceraldehyde contains one asymmetric carbon atom and it exists in 2 enantiomeric forms. This is the chiral carbon atom. It is having the 4 different groups. And because this OH is present on the right side, it will be assigned the D configuration. And here the OH is present on the left side. So it will be assigned the L configuration. If this is rotating, this glyceraldehyde, if it rotates the plane of plane polarized light to the right, then it will be assigned the plus sign. And here if it rotates the plane of plane polarized light to the left, then this negative sign will be written along with it. D plus glyceraldehyde. And this will be L minus glyceraldehyde. Thank you.